It is an action-packed news week. That's what we'll discuss in today's Backstage Pass. Good morning, I'm James Lopez, president at HomeFi Corporation. If you didn't have a chance to watch Friday's Backstage Pass, I'd encourage you to go do so. Take a few minutes and watch that video. There's a lot of data that's packed into that video from the National Association of Realtors data that was released last week. A lot of real estate information. Go back and watch that. It's good to have that data in your back pocket just so you know what's going on with the real estate market. And speaking of news in the real estate market, this week is an action-packed week. We're going to have two major reports this week that we're going to be following. One's around real estate, and the other one's around the bond market. So the real estate, we're looking at the pending home sales data that's going to be coming out this week. Now, this is data that reflects signed contracts, all right, for the month of April. And the reason why this report is going to be interesting and we're going to be watching it closely is two reasons. Number one, rates were kind of peaking and getting to their highest points in the month of April. So we saw those rates get into that 5% range in the month of April. So we want to see how that had, what effect that had on pending home sales. And then number two, inventory was up a little bit in the month of April. And so we want to see how these two forces played out in the data. And that's really going to give us a pulse on the activity in the real estate market. Now, right now, expectations are that the pending home sales data is going to be slightly down for the month of April. But we'll see as that news comes out. We'll get that over to you. And like I said, that's just going to give us a real-time pulse on the activity in the real estate market. Number two thing that's coming out this week that we're going to be watching closely is the PCE report. This is an inflation report. It's personal consumption expenditure. This is an important report because we're expecting it to follow the CPI data. The forecast right now is for this report to come out down 0.2% and land at 6.4% following the CPI data that was released a couple of weeks ago. Now, the bonds and the stock markets are going to react to this data pretty heavily. This is always a market-moving report whenever it does come out. Now, how the markets digest this information and digest this data and how they react is still up in the air, and we'll see. One thing to note that the PCE data this week comes out on Friday, and Friday is a shortened trading day. Markets close on Friday at 2 p.m. for Memorial Day weekend, which is next weekend. So we'll see how the markets respond to this data. We're going to be watching it very closely and letting you know how the markets respond. And that said, jumping into the bond market today, the fate of the bond markets have been really in the hands of the stock market for the past few trading days. Stock markets had a pretty bad week last week, relatively speaking. Stocks were down. And so a lot of times what you see is traders and investors moving money when in a declining stock market. They'll move money over into the bond market. And so that provided some strength for the bond market towards the end of the week last week. That said, stocks were stronger overnight, and so there's no surprise that mortgage bonds and the bond market is a little bit weaker in the morning session so far this morning. Mortgage bonds are down 11 basis points right now at the time of recording. 10-year yield is up 3 basis points at the time of recording. And so what we can expect for mortgage rates today is for mortgage rates to either open where they left off on Friday or maybe open a little worse. Mortgage rates may be a little bit higher this morning from where they were on Friday. There's no major news reports that are scheduled today. So, a lot of the trading today should just be technical in nature. Again, don't see a chance for a lot of volatility. That said, there is a lot of space that we're still trading in as far as the mortgage bond goes. So pretty low floor support, and the ceiling of resistance is right here. Bonds are touching that ceiling of resistance right now. So there is a chance on any kind of news that we could see a pretty significant drop before we get to that floor of support. So if anything like that happens, we'll let you know, and we'll bring that news to you as soon as we get it. Now, I appreciate you. I hope you have a great day and a great week this week. Be sure to like, comment. If you have any questions, leave a question, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Head over to Facebook, like the video over there. We're going to be sharing some data today about jobless claims that came out last week. That's going on Facebook this morning. And again, remember, stay positive. Hope you have a great week, and we will see you tomorrow.